So we have to prepare income and expenditure account and then balance sheet, right? So now the first step is we need to identify all the items of receipts and payment account as capital items and then revenue items, right? So please help me with that. So you tell me guys, furniture, is it capital item or revenue item? Before that, you know the meaning of capital and then revenue, right? So capital means you will buy very rarely, correct? So once if you buy, you will use it for the more. No, you will use it for more than 1 year. For example, furniture. If you buy furniture, you will use it for more than 1 year, correct? Let us say the life is 10 years. So you will use this for 10 years, correct? So this furniture is a capital item. So another example, purchase of motor car. If you buy a car, that is called as capital expenditure. Why? This is non-recurring in nature. We will not buy very oftenly, correct? Whereas fuel, petrol for this, petrol for the car, you will buy that very oftenly, correct? So this is revenue item. Fuel is revenue item. Got it? Fuel is revenue item. Whereas motor car is a capital item. Got it? If it is recurring in nature, then that is revenue. If it is non-recurring in nature, then that is capital. Very good. I got the correct answers. Furniture is capital item. And then library books. So library books, you tell me guys, is it capital item or revenue item? Very good. So once, let us say if I buy 10 books, I will use it for more than at least 5 to 6 years, right? Till the life of the book, correct? If wear and tear is not happening, maybe I will use it for maybe for 20 years, 30 years, correct? Till the life of that book I will use. So that is capital in nature, right? And then salaries. So salaries, you tell me guys, is it capital item or revenue item? Salaries, is it capital item or revenue item? So salaries will pay monthly ones, right? So that is revenue item. So salary is revenue item. Then how about general expenses? General expenses, revenue item. These are all recurring in nature, right? So revenue item. Newspaper and then periodicals, revenue item. Printing and stationery, revenue item. Audit fees, every year you have to pay audit fees, right? So even this is revenue item. This balance carried on is the closing cash balance. This is closing cash balance. This is closing cash balance. Got it? Okay, now you come to receipt side. So receipt side, first one is balance brought down 15,000. See here, opening cash in hand. Opening cash in hand is 15,000, right? So here balance brought down is 15,000. So basically this is opening cash in hand. You just have to ignore this. Then second item. See what is second item? Sale of old furniture. Sale of furniture. You tell me, is it capital item or revenue item? Sale of furniture. Sale of furniture. Is it capital item or revenue item? Very good. That is not revenue item. That is capital item. He will not sell very oftenly. Correct? Then subscriptions. So you tell me guys, subscription, is it capital item or revenue item? Subscriptions. Subscriptions. So in case of non-profit organization, so we will not call owners, right? Instead of owners, we call them as members. So here members are the owners of this NPO, right? Or let us say there are 5 members here. So in case of profit oriented business, we call them as owners, right? But here we will not call them as owners. Instead, we will call them as members, right? Now, at the time of joining this NPO, non-profit organization, they have to pay something called life membership fees. Life membership fees. At the time of joining this NPO, they have to pay this life membership fees. So this life membership fees is capital. Got it? Then every year they have to pay subscription charges. Subscription. So this subscription is revenue. Why? Because every year the members have to pay the subscription charges, correct? Therefore, subscription is revenue. Got it? So see here, subscriptions is revenue. Sale of old newspaper, monthly once, right? Or 2 months once, 3 months once, we will sell all old newspapers, right? So this is revenue item. This is recurring in nature. If it is recurring in nature, then that is revenue. Next one, profit from entertainment. Profit from entertainment, yes, even that is revenue. Rent, revenue. Got it? So now, in any non-profit organization question, the first and foremost step is you need to bifurcate all the items of receipts and payment account as capital items and revenue items. We are done with this. Okay. Now the second step is you need to identify the common items which are in balance sheet as well as in receipts and payment account. Common items. What are the common items you have? One is furniture, library, books, correct? Someone rightly pointed out. What are all the common items you will find in receipts and payment account as well as in the balance sheet? Okay, so I'll begin with this. So first one is furniture. See here, furniture is 18,000 rupees. So even furniture here is 37,000 rupees, correct? So furniture is on the both the sides. So now you tell me, okay, first of all, furniture is capital item, right? Since furniture is capital item, you tell me where do you record this furniture? Yes, balance sheet, correct. So I will erase this 18,000 rupees. I'll strike off that 18,000 rupees. So here in the balance sheet, I'll write plus 18,000. So 18,000 plus 37,000. Then library books, even library books is capital item. So you tell me now, where do we record capital item? All capital items will appear in balance sheet. Therefore, I will strike off this library books here, 10,000 rupees. Okay. Since it is on the same side, I will add 10,000 rupees. So 10,000 plus 30,000, it is on the same side. All right. Okay, now which is the next common item, guys? Which is the next common item? We are done with furniture and then library books. Which is the next common item? Very good. Salary. Yes. Okay, now salary, it is on the opposite side, correct? Okay, now see here, outstanding salary. It is on the opposite side, right? So since it is on the opposite side, what we should do? If it is on the opposite side, we have to subtract, correct? So here we have added furniture and then library books because it was on the same side, right? So now this outstanding salary, I'll strike off this 6,000 rupees. It is on the opposite side, correct? So 72,000 minus 6,000. 72,000 minus 6,000. Okay, now which is the next common item, guys? We are done with salary. Which is the next common item? Subscriptions. Very good. Subscriptions. So here it is 18,000 rupees on the asset side, and even in on the receipt side, you will find 18,000 rupees. ₹18,000. Correct. Since it is on the opposite side, what we will do? We will subtract. Correct. So I'll strike off this 18,000. Okay, then which is the next common item, guys? Okay, so now before you begin with any NPO question, any non-profit organization question, the first step is identify all the items of receipts and payment account as capital items and then revenue items. That is your step 1. Step 2, identify all the common items which are present in both balance sheet as well as in receipts and payment account. If it is on the same side, add. If it is on the opposite side, then you have to subtract. Got it? Now, after this, please make the columns. We have to prepare income and expenditure account as well as the balance sheet. Got it? What is the name of the NPO here? See question number 9 heading. From the following receipts and payment account, prepare final accounts of Unity Club Karwar for the year ended 31st March 2018. Correct? So now put the heading. Income and expenditure account for the year ended. So see here, 31st March 2018, right? So 31st March 2018 for the year ended 31st March 2018. Write debit and credit. Before that, you have to write here in the books of. You write that NPO name. So NPO name is Unity Club Karwar. Correct? Particulars amount. Then make columns for balance sheet. Balance sheet as on 31st March 2018. For balance sheet, you should not write debit and credit. So write liabilities amount, assets amount. Wow, very good. I made one mistake. What is that mistake, guys? Someone rightly pointed out. Very good, Chandrika. Others, can you spot my mistake, please? Yes, Pooja, correct. Chandana, correct. Sinchana, correct. All right. So now here you should not write particulars. What you will write here? Tell me, guys. Expenses and incomes. So debit side, you will write expenses, and credit side, you will write incomes. Okay. So now we have made the columns. Everything is proper. Now, first we'll begin with payment side. See, payment side, we have striked off furniture and then library books, correct? So for the time being, you just ignore that. We will deal with at the right time. So next item is salaries, right? So salaries is 72,000 minus 6,000 rupees. Why minus 6,000? Because it was on the opposite side, correct? So salaries. So expenses, debit side to salaries in brackets 72,000 minus 6,000. Can someone tell me how much is 72,000 minus 6,000, guys? 66,000. Very good. 66,000. Now, please don't write in the outer column. Please put it in the inner column. Why? I'll tell you. See, there is an adjustment for salary, correct? Adjustment 2. Read adjustment 2. On 31st March 2018, salaries outstanding amounted to rupees 1200. Outstanding salaries. So guys, you tell me, outstanding, what you will do with the outstanding? You will add or subtract. So read adjustment 2 now. On 31st March 2018, salaries outstanding amounted to rupees 1200. Very good. I have explained the logics in the day one only. Always outstanding will be added, correct? So add outstanding salary 1200. Add outstanding salary 1200. Now, all adjustments will appear two times, correct? All adjustments will appear two times. So one time we have dealt with outstanding salary in income and expenditure account on the debit side expenses, correct? So now you tell me, where should I record the second time? So expenditure is outstanding, correct? Expenditure is outstanding. This is outstanding salary. It is on the expenses side, correct? So outstanding salary, it is an adjustment. So where do I record adjustment? Two times, right? Once in balance sheet, once in income and expenditure account. So now you tell me, outstanding salary, matlab outstanding expenditure, will that be an asset or liability? Divya, please think again. Yes, very good. I got the correct responses, guys. Yes, it is liability. Outstanding salary 1200. Outstanding salary 1200. Very good. Now, again, you go to second adjustment. Read further. Salaries paid included 6,000 for the year 2018-19. That is prepaid salaries. 2018-19 is next year. Guys, we are preparing books of accounts for the year ending 31st March 2018. So that is 1417 to 31st March 2018. This is our current year. Got it? Now, please read the second adjustment. In the second adjustment, they said salaries paid included rupees 6,000 for the year 2018-19. So that 2018-19 belongs to next year. 18-19 is next year. So 6,000 rupees belongs to next year. Correct? So the salary which belongs to next year, we paid in the current year itself. So the 6,000 rupees is called as prepaid salary. Prepaid. Munchane pay madidira. You have paid 6,000 worth of salary in advance. Got it? So that is prepaid salary. So now you tell me, what you will do with the prepaid salary? Add or subtract? Add or subtract? Yes, very good. I got correct responses. Very good. Less prepaid salary 6,000. Less prepaid salary 6,000. So can someone do this math and then tell me how much should I record in the outer column? 66,000 minus 1,200, sorry, plus 1,200 minus 6,000. 66,000 plus 1,200 plus 6,000. This is less and this is add. How much, guys? Okay, 61,200. 61,200. But then 6,000 rupees is an adjustment. 6,000 rupees is an adjustment. This one. Salaries paid included rupees 6,000 for the year 2018-19. That is prepaid, right? So prepaid expenditure. It is on the expenditure side. See, prepaid salaries is on the expenditure side. 6,000 rupees. Correct. So now you tell me whether it is an asset or liability. Yes, very good. It's an asset. So go to asset side. Prepaid salary 6,000. Prepaid salary 6,000. Okay, so now We are done with salaries. We are done with salaries, guys. Then which is the next item? General expenses. General expenses is 30,000. Is there any adjustment for general expenses? Just look at the adjustment, guys. Is there any adjustment? General expenses? No, right? So I'll write general expenses on the expenditure side to general expenses. To general expenses. How much? Can someone tell me? Just see the question and then tell me general expenses. 30,000. All right. So general expenses 30,000. Then after general expenses, which is the next item, guys? Newspaper, right? So newspaper is 33,800. We are done with general expenses. Next item is newspaper. Newspaper is 33,800. Is there any adjustment for newspaper? I think no. Newspaper 33,800. So expenditure side to newspaper 33,800. To newspaper 33,800. So now we are done with newspaper. I'll put tick mark for that. Next one is printing and stationery, 11,000 rupees. Printing and stationery, 11,000. Is there any adjustment for printing and stationery? No, right? Very good. There is no adjustment for printing and stationery. So printing and stationery is 11,000 rupees. Expenditure side to printing and stationery. To printing and stationery. How much? Can someone chat in me, guys? Printing and stationery. See the question and then tell me. Is it 11,000? So printing and stationery is 11,000 rupees. Which is the next item? We are done with printing and stationery. I'll put tick mark for that. Next one is audit fees. Audit fees is 40,000. So is there any adjustment for audit fees? No, right? There is no adjustment for audit fees. So audit fees is 40,000 rupees. Go to expenditure side to audit fees. To audit fees 40,000. To audit fees 40,000 rupees. So I'll put tick mark for the audit fees. Okay, so now we have considered all the items on the payment side, correct? So now go to receipt side. So receipt side, first item is balance brought down. For the time being, ignore that balance brought down. That balance brought down 15,000 rupees is the opening balance. See this 15,000. This 15,000 is opening cash in hand. Got it? So ignore that. Since it is on the opposite side, what happens? Subtraction, right? 15,000 minus 15,000, 0, correct? So ignore that. That is opening cash in hand. Okay, so we are done with this balance brought down. Second item is sale of old furniture, 4,000. Now in the brackets, see what is there in the brackets? Costing rupees 6,000. Costing rupees 6,000. Guys, I'm very bad at drawing the pictures. Let us assume this is the furniture. So this is the furniture. The cost of this furniture is 6,000 rupees. Okay. But now I am selling this 6,000 worth of furniture to someone. Okay, let us say I'm selling this to Vivek for 4,000 rupees. Got it? What is the cost of the furniture? 6,000. 6,000 is the cost of the furniture. But I'm selling the 6,000 worth of furniture for 4,000 rupees. So now you tell me whether did I make profit on this or did I suffer loss? Very good, right? I suffer loss here, right? And the loss amount is 2,000, correct? Loss amount is 2,000 rupees. I made negative profit here. Negative profit matlab loss. Sir, how did we come to know this? Come on, think logically. 6,000 is the cost of the furniture, right? But we sold that 6,000 worth of furniture for only 4,000 rupees. So obviously 2,000 less than the cost price. So that 2,000 is loss, right? So now you tell me guys, loss, where should I record? Should I record on the income side or on the expenditure side? You tell me. I will listen to you. Income side or expenditure side? 2,000 rupees loss. Very good. I got the correct responses. Two, loss on sale of furniture. To loss on sale of furniture in brackets 6,000 minus 4,000, 2,000 rupees in the outer column. Okay, so we are done with the first item, that is sale of old furniture. 6,000 worth of furniture we have sold only for 4,000 rupees, right? So 2,000 rupees is the loss. And then we are done with sale of furniture. I'll put tick mark for that. So tick mark to sale of old furniture. Now, which is the second item, guys? Subscriptions. So subscriptions is 17, 18, 60,000 rupees, 18, 19, 12,000 rupees. 17, 18, 60,000, 18, 19 is 12,000 rupees. So now the current year, this is current year, 1/4/17 to 31st March 2018. This is current year, and next year is 2018-19. Okay, so guys, now listen to me carefully. I will explain this. 17, 18 is the current year. 18, 19 is the next year. This is next year. Got it? So now current year. See, current year subscriptions are 60,000 rupees, right? 2017, 18. This is current year. Current year is 60,000 rupees and 12,000 rupees is next year. Correct? So now 12,000 rupees subscriptions which belongs to next year we have received in the current year itself. Correct? So this 12,000 belongs to next year, but we received now only. So what do you call this 12,000 rupees? Subscriptions. Is it outstanding subscriptions or subscription received in advance? You tell me. Presently, we are in the current year. We are here. This is our current year. And this 12,000 belongs to next year, right? So the next year subscriptions we have received in the current year itself. Very good. So this is subscription received in advance. Very good. Subscription received in advance. That is pre-received subscription, right? So pre-received subscriptions, 12,000 rupees is pre-received subscriptions. Then current year subscriptions is 60,000 rupees. So current year is 60,000 rupees, right? On the income side, I will write by subscriptions. In income and expenditure account, you should record only current year income. So by subscriptions, I'll write only 60,000 rupees. By subscription, 60,000 rupees. And then 12,000 rupees worth of subscriptions that belongs to next year, correct? That is nothing but pre-received subscriptions. Pre-received subscription. So where do you record that? On the asset side or on the liability side? 12,000 rupees. Where do you record pre-received subscriptions? When you receive bike in advance. I gave one bike example, right? Please remember that bike example. Yes, that is liability, correct? So go to liability side. Pre-received subscriptions. Pre-received subscriptions, 12,000 rupees. Pre-received subscriptions, 12,000 rupees. When you receive subscription in advance, that is liability, obviously. Got it? Okay, now guys, is there any adjustment for subscription? Just check once. Is there any adjustment for subscription? See adjustment number 1. Read the first adjustment, guys. First adjustment. The club had 500 members, each paying an annual subscription of rupees 150. How many members are there? 500 members, right? And each member is paying 150 rupees. Correct? Okay, now let us say this is my example. Let us say there are 5 members. Let us assume there are 5 members. Okay, and each member is paying, let us say, 150 rupees. 150 plus 150 plus 150 plus 150. So what will be the income, guys? 150 plus 150 plus 150 plus 150. How much is this? 750 rupees, right? 150 plus 150 plus 150 plus 150, 750 rupees. So this 750 rupees is income. Got it? This 750 rupees is income for me. Now listen to me carefully. How many members are there? 5 members, right? Out of 5 members, A, B, C, D, E. So there are 5 members. Got it? Now, member E. Member E, he did not pay for the current year. He should pay 150 rupees every year. Each and every member should pay 150 rupees to NPO every year, right? But then E did not pay 150 rupees in the current year. Got it? So A has paid 150 rupees. B has paid 150 rupees. C had pays 150 rupees. Even D paid 150 rupees. But then E did not pay 150 rupees. So now my question is, how much did I receive as subscription from the members? You tell me. I received only from 4 members, right? 150 plus 150 plus 150 plus 150, correct? I received only 600 rupees. 150 plus 150 plus 150 plus 150, correct? And then this 150 is due. This 150 is due. Matlab, this is outstanding subscriptions. Outstanding subscriptions, right? Subscription is an income. Subscription is an income. If income is outstanding, will that be an asset or liability? Very good. It will be an asset. That is outstanding, right? I will receive that 150 rupees on a future date, correct? So that 150 rupees is outstanding. That 150 will be income for me. Okay, guys, now listen to me carefully. Only 4 members have paid 150 rupees to me. So 150 into 4 is 600. Even though I received 600 rupees, my income will be 750 rupees only. This is my income. My income will not remain, my income will not alter. Got it? My income is 750. No matter what, my income is 750. But then I have received only 600 rupees. I will receive 150 rupees later. Got it? How, sir? Okay, Vivek is asking how, sir? Okay, fine. Let us take one example. Let us assume that you are getting pocket money of 1000 rupees every month. The parents are paying 1000 rupees to you every month as pocket money. Since the pandemic is going on, yeah. So since the pandemic is going on, that COVID pandemic, due to that, your parents, have tough time, correct? So now they are unable to pay this 1000 rupees. So now this is what they have told, that they will pay 800 rupees to you. So remaining 200 rupees they'll pay in the next month. In current month, they will pay only 800 rupees, but 200 rupees they will pay this in the next month. Got it? So technically speaking, your income is 1000 rupees only. Your income is 1000. This 200 is still due, correct? You will receive this 200 rupees on a future date. Got it? So your total income is 1000, but then you have received only 800 rupees. You have received only 800. Got it? We received 800, but then the total income is 1000 rupees. So here also same like this. 150 plus 150 plus 150. Even though I received 600 rupees, my actual income is 750 rupees. But then I have received only 600, but my actual income is 750. Add 150 to this. That is why we will add outstanding income. Got it? Okay, so now read the first adjustment, guys. What is the first adjustment? The club had 500 members, each paying an annual subscription of 150. Correct? So how much is 500 into 150? 500 into 150. Can someone do this math and then tell me? 500 into 150. That means every year I should receive 75,000 rupees from the members. Got it? We will call it as pocket money, but NPO, that is non-profit organization, call it as subscription. This is the only income for the NPO. Like how you will get pocket money from your parents, members will pay pocket money to NPO, in a sense subscription charges. Got it? How many members are there? 500 members are there, and each member is paying 150 rupees. So 500 into 150, 75,000 rupees. Correct? That means every year NPO will receive 75,000 rupees. But see here, subscription. Please observe this subscription, current year subscription. How much is current year subscription? 60,000 rupees. NPO should have received 75,000 rupees, right? Instead of 75,000 rupees, NPO received only 60,000 rupees. So what does it mean? Actual income is 75,000, but we received only 60,000 rupees. So how much is outstanding? 15,000 rupees, right? Yes. So that 15,000 rupees is outstanding. 15,000 rupees is outstanding. 15,000 rupees is outstanding. Got it? So now by subscriptions on the income side, I wrote 60,000. I will add outstanding subscriptions. Outstanding subscriptions is 15,000 rupees. Tell me, how did we get 15,000? I'll show this calculation here. 500 members into 150. 500 members into 150 is 75,000 rupees. But out of 75,000 rupees, I have received only 60,000 rupees in the current year, right? So still 15,000 rupees is outstanding. So now my total income is 75,000 rupees. So no matter what, my income will remain same, 75,000 rupees, correct? I gave the example of pocket money. No matter what, your income is 1,000 rupees. You might be getting only 800 rupees, right? But then remember, 200 rupees you will receive in the next month. Got it? Vivek, no, outstanding subscription will be added. That will not be subtracted. No. 60,000 plus 15. 60 plus 15 is 75,000 rupees. Then 15,000 rupees is an adjustment. Read first adjustment. 15,000 rupees is an adjustment, right? Read the first adjustment. 15,000 rupees is an adjustment. And all adjustment will appear 2 times, correct? So now you tell me income is outstanding. That is outstanding subscription. Outstanding subscription, it is on the income side, right? So when income is outstanding, whether that will be an asset or liability. Very good. That will be asset, right? So go to asset side. Outstanding subscriptions, 15,000 rupees. Outstanding subscriptions, 15,000 rupees. Okay, again, go to receipt side. We are done with sale of furniture. We are done with subscriptions, right? I'll put tick mark for that. Now, which is the next item, guys? Sale of old newspaper, 10,800. That will be an income, right? So sale of old newspaper on the income side. By sale of old newspaper. By sale of old newspaper, 10,800. By sale of old newspaper, 10,800. By sale of old newspaper, 10,800. Then which is the next item, guys? After the sale of old newspaper, which is the next item? Profit from entertainments. Profit from entertainment is 44,000 rupees. Even that is an income. By profit from entertainment. Can someone tell me how much is profit from entertainment? I forgot the amount. Can someone chat in me, guys? See the question and then tell me. You have the question with you, right? Okay. But then why every time only 2 or 3 students will respond, others will not respond? Why like that? All right. So 44,000 rupees. So we are done with this profit from entertainment. Next item is rent. So rent is 84,000. Rent is 84,000. There is no adjustment. So I'll write here income side by rent. Oh my God, again I forgot the amount. Can someone tell me how much is rent? See the question and then tell me, guys. By rent, 84,000. By rent, 84,000. Okay, so now I'll put tick mark for the rent. We are done with rent also, right? So then you should go to balance sheet. Now see balance sheet asset side, which is the first asset? Cash in hand, right? See cash in hand is 15,000 rupees. This 15,000 rupees is opening cash in hand. This is opening cash balance. This is opening cash balance, 15,000 rupees. So now you tell me what will be the closing cash balance, guys? How much is closing cash balance? Yes, it's here. Closing cash balance, 33,000 rupees, right? See payment side lost item by balance carried down. It's here, 33,000 rupees, right? So go to balance sheet asset side. Cash in hand, 33,000. Cash in hand, 33,000. Then after cash in hand, which is the next item, guys? Library books. So library books, we had old books 30,000 rupees, plus in the current year again you purchased 10,000 worth of books, right? So we have added now 30,000 plus 10,000. 30 plus 10 is 40,000 rupees, right? So library books. So library books 30,000. Add purchases during the current year 10,000. Add purchases 10,000. Outer column I will write 40,000. We are done with library books, which is the next item, guys. After library books, which is the next item? Furniture. So furniture is 37,000 rupees plus 18,000 rupees, right? 37,000 plus 18,000. But then, guys, okay, write down. On the asset side, furniture. Oh my god, I forgot the amount. Can someone tell me how much is furniture amount? Okay, furniture is 37,000. And purchase it during the current year 18,000. 37,000 plus 18,000 rupees. Now, guys, listen to me. Hold on. Don't be in a hurry. Now, please listen to me carefully. Now, see here, receipt side, the second item, sale of old furniture 4,000. In the brackets we wrote costing rupees 6,000. So we have sold 6,000 worth of furniture, right? We have sold 6,000 worth of furniture. Guys, listen to me carefully. See, first we had, let us say this is NPO. So in this NPO, first we had 37,000 worth of furniture. Got it? Again, we purchased 18,000 worth of furniture. So my furniture value will increase. So plus 18,000. Correct? So now it became 55,000 rupees. Correct? But then we are selling 6,000 worth of furniture here. See, to sale of old furniture costing rupees 6,000, correct? So we have sold 6,000 worth of furniture. Now that 6,000 part will go out of the NPO, right? So I need to subtract that 6,000 rupees because 6,000 worth of furniture is going out. Got it? So now remove that 6,000. How much will get 55,000 minus 6,000? Less sale of furniture 6,000. So now do this math and then tell me, guys, how much should I record in the outer column? 49,000. 49,000. All right. Then. So we are done with cash in hand. We are done with library books. We are done with furniture. And the next item is land and buildings, 6 lakh rupees. Guys, is there any adjustment for land and buildings? Look at the adjustments and then tell me, is there any adjustment? Yes. What is the adjustment? Provide 5% depreciation on land and buildings. So on the asset side, land and buildings. Land and buildings, 6 lakhs. Land and building 6 lakhs. So depreciation, right? Therefore, I will subtract depreciation. What is the rate of depreciation? 5%, right? So can someone calculate this and then tell me what will be the amount of depreciation? 6 lakhs into 5%. How much is 6 lakhs into 5%? 30,000 rupees, right? So 6 lakhs minus 30. How much is 6 lakhs minus 30, guys? Do this math and then tell me 6 lakhs minus 30,000. So 5,70,000 rupees. And then don't forget, all adjustments will appear 2 times, correct? Depreciation So we wrote once on the balance sheet. Now tell me, where do you record on the second time? Whether expenditure side or income side? Very good. On the expenditure side, 2, depreciation on land and buildings, 6 lakhs into 5%. 6 lakhs into 5% is 30,000 rupees. To depreciation on land and buildings, 30,000 rupees. So now go to again balance sheet. So we are done with cash in hand. We are done with library books. Furniture is done. Land and building, yes. So now, which is the leftover item, guys? On the liability side, capital fund, correct? So capital fund is 6,94,000 rupees. So that will appear on the liability side. Capital fund, 6,94,000. 6,94,000 in the inner column. Now, yes, almost we are done with this. Now you tell me, where is the highest total? On the debit side or on the credit side? You tell me, where is the highest total? You need to find the total on the both the sides. Guys, tell me how much is debit total and then how much is credit total? How much is debit total? Guys, credit total is 2,13,800. And how much is debit total? Debit total is, okay, 2,08,000. So clearly, where is the highest total, guys? Debit side is 2,08,000. This side. So this side we have 2,08,000. And on the credit side, we have 2,13,800. Correct? So always you should take the highest total. Where is the highest total? On the credit side, right? So credit side, I'll write 2,13,800. Same total on the other side, 2,13,800. So now find out the difference amount. How much is the difference amount, guys? 5,800. Okay. So to surplus 5,800. So what do you call this? Excess of income over expenditure. Excess of income over expenditure 5,800. So now this surplus, we should add this to capital fund. Deficit you should subtract, but then surplus you should add. So add surplus 5,800. So now add this 5,800, how much will get? 6,94,000 plus 5,800. 6,99,800. 6,99,800. So now find the balance sheet total, guys. Find the balance sheet total. See whether it is tallying or not. Check total on the both the sides. Okay, so many students are telling it is 7,13,000 rupees. Just check once, is it 7,13,000? Yes.